Hello, my name is Daniel G. Wilson, and this is DGAW Interviews. Today on DGAW Interviews, I'll be talking to Tryouts.
What's up?
Hello, guys. How are you?
Pretty good. Good.
Awesome. So how are you doing on this fine January midday, I guess?
Cold.
It's not that cold. I mean,
Eh.
last year was worse. Alright, now, I'd like to start this interview by asking you guys about this, question particularly. Plutoid.
Yeah, that's a label that me and a couple other guys started. So Alex from Wax Limbs and Paul, who's Astrolab. And we just kind of wanted just a platform to get our music out and kind of like it's kind of like a collective, like we like put on shows and stuff, and yeah.
Very cool. Why the name Plutoid?
I wasn't involved in picking the name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, here's my next question for you. Nick, you were a Boy Scout, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was.
Explain that exactly.
Well, I got involved at a very early age. I basically started when everyone, like, at the earliest age that I could start. And then, I don't know, it was just a lot of fun. I spent a lot of time in the outdoors and have lots of good memories from camping and stuff. Did some volunteer work.
Very cool. Now, tell me, did you happen to see any, did any bears steal your picnic baskets while you were gone?
No, not, we never really saw any bears.
Darn. Well, that's a good thing, I should say. Now, my next question is, again, Nick, tell me, 707 hi-hats. You once took note of how in modern music there are a lot of 707 hi-hats. I myself have never noticed the use of 707 hi-hats. Tell me, what's your take on that exactly versus, say, the 808 hi-hats that everyone knows so much?
I think 808s are overdone by now, but I also don't really like 707s because they're kind of cheesy. Sometimes I use them because they're cheesy, but I don't like all those Roland drum sounds. They're just really overdone, in my opinion.
I agree.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Personally, I only like the 909. I prefer the 909, but mainly when I'm like I'll make something kind of generically trancy.
Yeah.
I'm a 606 guy myself.
Actually, 606 is alright.
Oh, I didn't even, I still don't know what you guys are talking about.
606 is
Not a lot of-
awesome.
I thought we were just spouting out numbers.
Not a lot of people use it, but I like it. It's probably my favorite of the bunch.
It's amazing. I mean Steve Albini used to use a 606. Alright. My next question is, Nick, you once asked, is Pearl Jam even a real band?
I actually don't have any memory of saying that, but, you know, I still wonder to this day, are they a real band?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Can one of you answer that?
Well...
Next question.
Yeah. Okay. Nick, you are over twerking.
I am so done with twerking. Just like the 808s, it's just, come on, stop. It's too much.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Personally, I prefer belly dancing, but that's just me. Okay, now here's my next question. Creek House Records.
Yeah. That was a thing that I wasn't involved in too much. I know that was like Kevin's label. I don't know if he's still doing it. I know he was going to put on a house show a couple years ago that I was going to play at, even though I didn't really have the means of playing a show at the time. But it didn't happen, which kind of worked out in my favor, because didn't really have anything. I didn't have any music to play, and I also didn't have anything to play it with at the time. Because I was just using a desktop computer to produce. I didn't have a laptop or anything, or any keyboards. So I couldn't play a show. I don't know why I signed up for it.
You could have brought the whole like desktop to the show if you wanted to.
I mean,
just stick the whole tower in your backpack.
People get enough shit for playing shows with laptops. Like,
that would have been pretty funny, actually.
Desktop. Fascinating. My next question is Clash Ion.
Yeah, that was the name I went by before Tryouts, and it's an anagram of my proper first name, Nicholas. So you just rearrange the letters, add a space, and it's Clash Ion.
Oh.
I wasn't really a fan of the name, so I stopped using it, as one does when they don't like something.
Fair enough. Now, this actually leads into my next question. Explain your name, Tryouts. Why did you pick Tryouts as the name for your project?
Because I wanted to have a one-word name, and that was the first word that I could find that no one else used for any kind of music project. So I just went with it. So I got the Facebook username. I got I wasn't able to get Twitter, but that was like the only one I didn't get. So on Twitter, Tryouts exists because I exist.
Wait, so who's Tryouts on Twitter then?
It's an inactive account, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, actually.
It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't tweet much, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You're the cooler band. Now, my next question is this. You joined the Illuminati on November 10th, 2013.
You're supposed to keep that a secret. Next question.
Okay, then. My next question for you is, you once discovered that your music was sold on eBay without you knowing it on December 13th, 2013.
Yeah, I don't really know if it's true, because the only, it was just a CD that apparently had a couple remixes that I did on it, and it was just some burned CDR, and I didn't buy it, so I don't know if it was actually my stuff on the CD.
So weird. It's so random. So, I mean, someone did purchase it, but I don't know, what they ended up getting. It might have been a CD with porn on it or something. I don't know.
I thought if it was porn, I would think a DVD rather than a CD.
I mean, maybe it was a DVD. I don't know, because I didn't buy it, so.
Interesting. I have to go look for this CD one day.
It'd be interesting to meet the person who bought it.
Maybe they just put your music to porn. So it was just a Wax Slims remix over two dudes just banging.
That would be interesting. To say
Be
the least.
fucked up.
That would be very interesting. Okay, now, here's my next question. Nick, tell me, what made you decide to make electronic music? Why electronic music? Why not, say, salsa music? Why not, say, rock music? Why not, say, merengue? Why electronic music?
I didn't have any money, and I didn't have any instruments. So I pirated software to make music with, watched a couple tutorials, and started making crappy music.
Well, that's very straightforward.
Yeah.
Well, you do play some instruments. You play piano, if I'm remembering correctly, correct?
A little bit, here and there.
Yes, this leads to my other question, Junior.
Junior, yeah. That's a song off my first EP.
Yes, it's a very somber track, I must say. I have to ask you, What inspired you to write such a such a beautiful and somber track for your album?
Funny that you ask. It was an NES game called Wheel of Fortune Junior Edition or something. And there was a couple notes that really inspired me to write that song that were in the game. So I copied the exact notes and then made a melody off of that. It's so yeah.
I guess it was very fortunate then. I was expecting a story that you saw a bunch of doves flying through the sky, and the sun was hitting the moon at a certain. The sun was hitting like the moon at a certain. But never mind.
It's not that interesting. No.
That is actually very interesting. What you just told me. All right, now my next question is this. Greg,
There he is.
explain your relationship with Greg and how it came to be that you collaborate with each other live.
We went to high school together. That's where we met. And he plays guitar. I wanted guitar in my music, and he didn't really argue about it. He kind of just willingly accepted that he was part of the band.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
That works. How would you say that guitar? How would you say that the guitar that guitar fits in with your musical style? How would you say that kind of? How would you say it brings something different to the table live?
I think at least live it really fills out the sound because we use backing tracks for some stuff when we're playing live, so that can kind of sound like not so great when it's just playing through the PA. But to have like him playing guitar and me playing, some synth stuff, like it really helps make it more lively and more real, like more, more real, more live.
And it's interesting because usually that type of distorted electric guitar doesn't usually go with electronic music. I can't name one artist that really. I'm sure there is one, but I can't really think of how electronic musicians that use distorted guitar
And
on a regular basis.
I was brought up on rock music, like classic rock and stuff like that, and I have a lot of roots or whatever in rock music, and I only got into electronic music I don't know, a few years ago, but so it was kind of also about fusing where I come from and where I am now, taking elements from rock and putting them with dance music or whatever.
Very cool. I must say it sounds really good.
Thanks.
Oh yes. Now my next question is actually with this LCD sound system.
They're one of my favorite bands.
Yes, a band. I think you have bands that kind of have that kind of rock, have that rock aesthetic mixed with dance with dance music basically.
Yeah.
Now, here's my next question: tech support. Nick, at family gatherings, you end up becoming the main tech support guy for everybody.
Yeah, but I think I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. Because I don't know. I guess there's lots of people out there who don't know how to use Google, or maybe that I don't know. People don't know it exists.
That deserves a high five.
Because I don't know. It's just. Next question.
Okay. Nick, you once posted a poster of Coachella 2014 where you were the only act. Every single act, I think it was 10 acts a day for 3 days, you're the only act on the bill.
I think Beyonce was on it too.
Yeah.
She had I think a 3 a.m. slot.
Something like
on
that.
On a Tuesday. On the second day, so
yeah.
It wasn't totally alone.
It was cool to meet her. She's, one of my personal heroes.
That was quite the experience playing Coachella.
She kind of went over her time slot, and we were a bit annoyed.
Yeah.
I think she was supposed to play for like 45 minutes, and she went on for like 48 or something. So it kind of fucked up the rest of the day for us, but I mean...
Forgive and forget.
Yeah, what can you do?
Okay then. My next question is this. Passion Pit.
Yeah, that's a band that I don't really listen to. I think I used to pretend to listen to them because I thought I was cool. But I'm not cool, so I don't listen to them.
You're very cool.
Thanks. I don't have anything against them, just so the viewers know. It's just not for me.
I thought you were really into Passion Pit.
See? I fooled you.
Because I got into Passion Pit because I thought you liked Passion Pit.
See, I'm trying to fool everyone.
I'm actually kind of surprised right now.
Well, we work to surprise you all. Now, my next question is, oh yes, Jesse, Manow, and other families.
Yeah. They're cool. And,
I don't know who Jesse Manow is.
okay, don't...
It's pronounced Manu.
Manu?
Yeah, I was just...
I second pronunciation.
I've never heard him say it, so anything could be.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, they're cool. I had this song, Happy Accidents. Maybe you've heard it.
yes.
And it was kind of lacking something, so I basically sent it to Alex, who's Wax Limbs, and then he ended up sending it to Jesse, who then recorded the bass part for it, and it was perfect for the song, in my opinion, and I think it was just what it needed, and but I think it turned out really nicely. And also, from other families, Cassandra, or Sibo, she contributed vocals to my most recent track, who he also contributed to. So, yeah, other families, they're pretty cool, and I did a remix for them once, and that's probably one of my favorite remixes that I've done.
Very cool. I have to say the bass line on Happy Accents, it makes you want to dance every time you hear it.
Filthy.
I know, right?
It's pretty great.
Yeah. That's...
I feel like I was almost upstaged by the bass part. Like, it's more his track because of it than mine. But, I mean...
Well, because I think that's really what, like, makes the track.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree. This leads into my next question. Nick, what is it like? How would you say the collaborative process? How would you say its writing is different, solo versus say collaborative, collaboration, solo versus collaborations? How would you say that it's different for you? Like,
Well, personally, I am a very slow writer when it comes to music. So when I'm working with someone else, I really have to like push myself to be more in the moment and like come up with stuff like quickly, and that can be a challenge for me because I'm usually a pretty slow songwriter, and yeah, so I usually end up getting in the way when I'm collaborating with someone.
You get in the way of your own music.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hope that with more collaborative experience that it'll become more natural for me. But right now it's a bit rough, and I know he gets a little impatient sometimes. He's waiting for the next Tryouts song to record some guitar for, and it's not happening.
Hmm. Cool. Now, tell me, you've had some interesting collaborations in the past. Tell me, who would your dream collaboration be?
Oh. Um, that's an interesting one. Um, okay, if it was a singer, then I would say Bjork, because she's really amazing. If it was a musician, I would say maybe James Murphy, just because of how cool he is, and also all the gear he has. I really like, like vintage synthesizers, and it'd be cool just to like use all his stuff. So I'd want to collaborate with him more just to get access to what he has. I mean, he's a cool guy and he's an excellent songwriter, but it would be cool to like use all his gear.
It would be kind of cool to use his gear. Hmm. Bjork and James Murphy.
Yeah.
Good choices. Good choices. Now, here's my next question. Now, speaking of gear, you are a bit of a gearhead as well.
A little bit, as much as my wallet can allow.
Now, tell me, what's your favorite piece of gear that you have?
That's a good question. Well, I've gotten the most use out of my microbrute synthesizer, but that's also because I've had it for probably the longest out of all the gear that I still use. But it's great for like, it's great for bass sounds, and it's great for leads as well. And I just like to play around with it because I know it really well. It's really intuitive to use, and it sounds great. Yeah.
Very cool. You also use a pedal. You also use a pedal, a type of pedal which is one of my favorites. Is one of my favorites. You also use the Digitech synth wah.
I have it, but I don't use it.
Now, why is that, Nick?
Because
Could it be that
it was an
you don't own a bass?
It was an impulse buy.
You don't...
Okay.
I don't even want to get...
It was an impulse buy, and yeah, let's leave it at that.
You don't own a bass, though.
Wow, that's interesting.
It was an impulse buy, though.
Yeah, impulse buy. It's pretty cheap, in my defense.
It was cheap. How cheap? I'm curious.
For the sake of this interview, let's just say 50 cents. Yeah. But,
awesome.
Might have been a little more than that.
Awesome. Well, very cool. My next question, Nick. You have issues with public transit.
Not so much anymore. I had issues when I was first starting to use it regularly to get to, like, college and stuff. But, I mean, I've kind of learned from my mistakes. Just, get there before the bus is supposed to be there. And then you'll be alright.
Yeah, I remember I know have a long, detailed history of transit issues you've had. Okay, then. Well, my next question is this. Not once, but recently went to Deadmau5's house.
Yeah, that was about a year ago. I heard that he doesn't like people going to his house, so, yeah, I didn't go to his house. But I've seen pictures, and it's pretty big, and it's a pretty cool looking house. And Deadmau5 was one of the first electronic musicians that I got into, and I feel like he still influences my music to a certain extent. And yeah, I'm just a big fan of his melodies and like the way he uses chords, because he uses a lot of weird chords, like unconventional. He doesn't just use like normal triads and stuff. And he also incorporates a lot of piano, and like that's something that I like really like when I like combining electronic stuff with like acoustic or like real instruments because I think it adds like another dimension to it. It's more human. Yeah.
Human after all.
Daft Punk. Also one of my favorite bands or duos or whatever. Yeah. I wouldn't say they influence me too much, at least these days, but I'm a really big fan of their music.
Awesome. Now, tell me something. My next question is about Greg's album. The production on that album.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, you produced that album, and my question is, particularly the lo-fi sound, and on many of the tracks there's a bit of a background static sound. It's very pleasing to the ear, but I have to ask, was that intentional?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say
Totally intentional.
That really just came to because we didn't really know how to record acoustic guitar at the time.
Yeah.
Because we were recording just straight from my pickup, and we later learned that my pickup's not like the best. Like that particular one isn't the best one to record with, so we got a lot of like crackling sort of sounds from the pickup that we just left in. Because we're like, yeah, what can you do? So
well, I think it ended up. I think
it contributes to like the lo-fi thing I wanted.
And I think it suits the music.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge deal. I liked it, so.
It really does suit the music, I must say.
Yeah.
I have to ask, what pickup was that exactly? Was that single pickup?
It was a Dean Markley, I think it's the Pro Mag Gold it's called. It's like I think it's like orange or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine had a Dean Markley pickup. It was garbage.
Yeah.
Don't buy it.
Okay. Now, my next question is this. Nick, you have sat down at several times over the years and just sat and watched an entire series, TV series. Tell me, one of these series in particular. Some of these series include Breaking Bad, but one in particular I have to mention, particularly going with the musical stakes, you have Digimon.
I watched it as a kid, but as a kid I didn't really follow it that well. So like I probably missed a lot of episodes, so the story made no sense to me as a kid. But I liked what I saw. I thought the action was cool, and I thought the characters were cool. So I decided, now that I'm a bit older, maybe I should revisit it. And after a few episodes, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, and I kind of got hooked. And then I watched all 50 episodes of the first season, and then I kind of stopped watching after that because I didn't like the new characters.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that Agumon would turn into an even bigger dragon. Or a dinosaur. Is he a dinosaur or a dragon? I don't know anymore.
He's a Digimon.
Yeah. By the way, I have a question. Can you help me with this? Now, my biggest thing I was worried about Digimon was, which one's the wolf character again? Not Garurumon, but before Garurumon.
I don't know. I was gonna say Garurumon, but that's what he digivolves into, I think.
Okay, whatever he is originally. So, I was always surprised when I discovered that actually, so he is a lizard Digimon with a horn, and then he wears the pelt of his evolution, of a Digivolution. So I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah, it's weird.
He's a lizard, he turns into a wolf, but he wears the pelt of the wolf he turns into.
It is pretty strange.
And his pre-evolution is this kind of furry thing with a horn sticking out of its head. So how does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's just something that always confused me. Okay, back on topic now. Vaporwave.
It's bullshit.
Why would you say that?
It takes no effort. It takes no skill. You take
Yeah.
like the 80s pop tune and slow it down to 50% or whatever, and then it's vaporwave. Like, I understand sampling, and like I do it myself occasionally, but like, it's bullshit.
Have you ever thought? Speaking of slowing down, have you ever thought of making a chopped and screwed remix of your own songs before?
No,
Hmm.
because I don't like chopped and screwed remixes.
Okay then. Now on to the next question. Ah yes.
There is no next question.
Well, no, there is no spoon.
No spoon.
There is a next question, but there is no spoon.
The band Spoon? Because I think they exist.
Matrix. There is no spoon. Actually, wait. Yeah.
Is there a Pearl Jam though?
I'm not sure. Milk.
Milk. I don't drink it that often.
Hmm.
I don't have a preference when it comes to percentage. It all kind of tastes similar to me, so
Hmm.
I drink milk. Do you drink milk?
Lactose intolerant. And I just hate that. I also hate the
Well,
taste of soy milk.
You know, on the topic of milk, chocolate milk is good for the preteen soul.
Ah. Explain that.
There's not much to explain. I needed a name for the EP, and somehow that book series, Chicken Soup for the Soul or whatever, popped into my head, and I was like, that's stupid. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can make it stupider. And I did. I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the chocolate milk makes more sense than chicken soup.
I mean, chicken soup's pretty good.
Yeah, but usually I think of like preteens. I think of chocolate milk. When I think of chicken soup, I think of a sick 20-something just mad at the world. Which is why I like chicken soup. Now, moving on. Here's my next question. NES music.
I once dabbled in it. Not twice, though. I never went back to it. It was just kind of an experiment. I was trying to see if I could incorporate NES sounds into my own music. But it's a real pain to do NES music. To sequence or whatever NES music. So I kind of just gave up.
Cool. Here's my next question. So Nick, you only found out that you were white on November 10th, 2014.
It was a strange day.
How did that happen exactly? What was involved in this discovery?
Someone just told me, and I was like, oh. So yeah.
Well, sounds like you had a very somber reaction.
Yeah. I mean, how do you react to that? I mean, how do you react to that?
Well, I believe everybody told me I was left out in the sun for too long, but other than that, I asked the questions. Good point. How would you react to that? Probably the same way you did. Now, here's my next question. Wax Slims.
Wax Slims is a cool guy. He was probably the first friend ever. No, he was the first musician that I started talking to, like, I guess ever. 'Cause, like, there's that Mississauga music scene group on Facebook, and in, like, the first week or so of that existing, he posted a link to his SoundCloud, and I just listened to some of his stuff, and I was like, whoa, this guy's cool, or his music is cool. And then so I messaged him on Facebook, like, a little while later, and I was like, hey, I did this remix of your song, and it wasn't, I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I just wanted to get his attention, because I was like, oh, this guy is so cool and talented. How do I talk to him? So I started off with that, and then we started talking more, and we've been friends ever since. And we've collaborated over the past few years on different projects and different songs that, I mean, some never came to fruition, but we've got some in the works now. So look out for that. And we also have a band. We don't have any real releases out yet, but it's called Synthfuck. And it's basically like...
All one word, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's what that was.
Yeah, so it's me, Alex, who's Wax Limbs, and Paul from Astrolope, and we're just kind of like a Kraftwerk parody band. We just make silly, weird, futuristic music with vocoded vocals and cheesy drums and stuff.
Do you use the Motoric beat?
I don't know what that is.
It's the beat usually used by like Kraftwerk and Noi. Is it Noi or Nu? Noi, I'll just stick with Noi. Basically used by a lot of like those old rock musicians. Just curious, never mind. He said Kraftwerk, so like, I'm just curious. Now, this actually leads into my next question. The Mississauga electronic scene. Now, Mississauga has a very interesting, eclectic music scene. One branch of that scene is also a very interesting electronic scene. Tell me about Mississauga electronic music scene. How would you say it is compared to, say, other electronic music scenes?
It's pretty lonely. As far as I know, I'm sorry if I'm being ignorant here. I'm the only one. I don't know.
Well, a lot of like the electronic musicians who were from Mississauga, they've moved. Like Alex doesn't live in Mississauga, right? He's more based out of like Montreal now.
Yeah,
it's moved more towards Toronto. I've found there's not really much in Mississauga for electronic music anymore, really. So yeah.
We basically identify as a Toronto group. I mean, we live in Mississauga, but we haven't played a show in Mississauga, and I think I've only played one show in Mississauga, and it was my first show like 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago.
Very interesting. Yeah, we need resurgence of energy in the city. Now, my next question is, Nick.
Yep.
You went to Rome a few years ago.
I did. I went to other cities in Italy as well. It was a school trip in the summer of 2012, and it was it's pretty eye-opening. I've never really traveled to another country where they don't speak English, and so it was interesting learning to communicate without language. Maybe I'm being a little too deep here. But it was a really cool experience, and I think
you get to use sign language when you're talking to everyone.
Yeah.
No language was involved in the whole trip.
Something that was interesting, I don't know why, but I thought numbers in Italian were the same as English. I don't know why. So then when I was trying to explain to someone a number, she was just like so confused, and I was like, wait, don't, like, what? I thought. So, and then I realized, oh, that's not how they count.
Honest mistake. My
It was because I was buying something in like I was buying a drink at a restaurant or something in Italy, and then the cashier, when she was telling me how much it cost, she told me in English, but that's the only thing she said to me was the how much it, like the number, so that's probably where it stemmed from, and so it led to an embarrassing moment with an Italian woman who didn't know English numbers.
could have been worse.
Yeah, I mean, she probably doesn't remember me.
Oh, I'm sure she does. During this time, this was also during the time when you had long hair.
It was, yeah. I had long hair because I thought I would look cool with it, and I didn't, but I was in denial. And then I realized that it wasn't cool, and it didn't suit me, and I was trying to be someone that I wasn't. Maybe that's going too deep again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are you going with this?
Yeah. I don't have long hair anymore.
We had to tie him to a chair and we had to shave his head. That's how in denial he was.
It's pretty close to what happened.
Yeah. Or he just went to haircutters.
Yeah. Well, now, Nick, I have to say, what drives you? What drives you to make music? What drives you to
What
make
drives me?
music?
Well,
Yes.
I don't have my driver's license, so it's usually my parents or the bus driver. But what drives me to make music is emotion.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, my life isn't that interesting, but I feel strong emotions over lots of things. Like, even like, wow, okay, this is gonna look bad if someone who wants to date me watches this. I get really worked up over certain things, so sometimes like I'll take that emotion, I'll put it into the music so I can just redirect it somewhere. Yeah. And that's, I mean, more these days it's me wanting just to kind of impress myself, which, I don't know, does that sound narcissistic?
No.
Because I just want to write the best music that I can and, like, impress myself. Like, I want to be like, wow, I didn't know that I could actually do that. So, that's what drives me these days, actually, more so than strong emotions. Yeah. It's just striving for excellence, reaching for the stars.
Going too far again.
Very interesting. Now,
In his defense, that is kind of a hard question to answer. Like, even I wouldn't really know how to.
Well, I mean,
it's.
I think I am trying to impress myself.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds, maybe.
No, I get that too.
I just, like I said, I want to write the best music I can and be like, wow, I wrote that. Like, that's cool. I'm a really big fan of that sensation you get when you're creating art in any form. Like, after you're done, you're like, I made this. Like, this is my thing that I made just me. I made this. It's kind of like other things, but I made this one. So I really like that feeling, because I feel like with certain other hobbies or like professions, um, there isn't stuff like that. It's not always like you're creating something or you're doing something that you can really recognize as an accomplishment. Or, yeah. So music and art in general really appeals to me in that way, because like I just like seeing the finished or hearing the finished product and being like, that's something that I did and I'm proud of it.
Well said.
Thanks.
You need elevator music playing now. To kill the silence.
Add that in post. All right. Now, my next question is this. Now, Nick, your sweater.
Yeah.
Very interesting sweater.
Did you prepare that question beforehand?
Bill Cott. Baby. Nice sweater.
So, would you have asked about what I'm wearing, regardless of what I was wearing?
Well, it's a
No.
pretty interesting sweater.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of animals on it. I like it. I mean, I wouldn't have, worn it if I don't like it. I mean, I like animals, and I like art, and it's animal.
Great
art.
answer.
I wasn't expecting to get asked about my sweater.
Hey, it's a very cool sweater.
Thanks.
What can I say? I mean, I'm a Weezer fan. I have a thing for sweaters, of course. I usually wear turtlenecks, but myself. But all right, now, yes. What are your main goals with tryouts? Well, not just tryouts, but music in general. What are your goals for the future? What are the highs you want to have? What are the experiences you want to experience? What plans do you have? What goals do you have?
Well, I'd like to sell out a headlining tour in the United States. But
It's pretty specific.
no, actually, I'm focusing on writing an album right now, and I think it would be really cool to finish it. Because I've never done something of that scope, or yeah, like I've never done anything like that, and I just think it would be cool to write an album and be proud of it. So, I mean, that's my main goal right now. I don't really have any other goals. I just want to write an album that's cohesive and
So
I
I
wanna
was just
write an
making.
album.
No, you can go. I was just making a face
no.
at the camera.
No.
So expect the album in 2018.
I'm not making any promises, because I have a history of making promises in terms of music and not fulfilling them.
Yeah, I've stopped doing that too.
Because I don't know, I'm kind of impulsive and wow, okay, I'm saying a lot about myself in this interview.
That's a good thing.
All these character flaws only apply to my musical writing, not to my personality. So when it comes to writing music, I'm impulsive, and I find like every month or two I'm like, oh, I want to pursue this kind of sound, but then like a month later I'll be like, okay, that doesn't really appeal to me anymore. I want to pursue this kind of sound. And so it's kind of hard to write a bunch of music when I'm so indecisive about what I want to do. But I think things are starting to come together now. I have a better idea of what I want to do and how I want it to sound. So I'm, headed in the right direction, I think, with an album or something. But like I said, I don't want to make any promises because I never seem to fulfill them when it comes to music.
I don't think you're like not so much like indecisive. I think you're just trying to like find your sound, like musically. Like I know I've like gone through that a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just say it's that.
Yeah.
And it's not a character flaw.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
You once said that you would like to trade Whismer or Wishmer for some legendaries.
Yeah. I mean, I was just trying to see if I could get any. I mean, doesn't hurt to try.
I once got a mascot legendary for a Wurmple.
See? Doesn't hurt to try. You know, you never know.
No, you played. Sorry, now I found record. Do you still play Pokemon games?
Not really. It's not that I don't enjoy them. It's just I don't enjoy them. No. Man.
Just be honest.
I just don't like the direction that the series has gone in, and I don't like. Yeah, I don't like the direction, and there's too many Pokemon.
It's too confusing now. That's why when I ever play Pokemon, it's just the originals.
150 or 251.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like pretentious or whatever, but the old games are better.
Yeah, they are for sure.
Yeah, the only thing I hate about the old games is the fact that is the fact that after you beat every single player character in every single NPC in the game, you can only battle the Elite Four. I always hated that about the old games. Come on, man! I have to beat these guys. I've beaten these guys 15 times already. Give me something new.
I always sucked at Pokemon, so I don't think I ever even beat the Elite Four. So.
Yeah, once you catch all the legendary birds, catch the Snorlax, and have at least a level 50 Charizard or Blastoise, I mean, they're pretty easy.
I would just focus on leveling up one Pokemon, and that's probably not a good idea in retrospect. So, yeah. It's an important life lesson. Don't just level up one of your Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a lesson I stand by. Lesson I live by. Mount Carmel.
That's a school that we went to, and that's where we met. And
Fuck that place.
whatever. It doesn't seem like anyone really likes high school. I don't know. But it wasn't as bad as that. I don't know. Like, I met cool people, and, like, I wouldn't know him if it wasn't for high school.
You never know. Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I wish there were more like electives in high school, because I feel like my education was really general, and I wish it was more tailored to the direction I want to go with my career or life or whatever. And so, like, learning about certain things, I felt didn't really help me in any way. Like geography and stuff like that. It's not applicable to any kind of job that I would be interested in. I mean, it's important to know
Where you are.
some stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't even remember how to do long division.
I had a geography teacher who was allergic to chalk.
Huh?
Mr. Tinio, he was allergic to chalk, and it was so funny because every time he tried to use the board, he had to take like 30 like tissues and put them on a piece of chalk. Right? And I was like, what am I even doing?
How many teachers allergic to chalk? The joke.
I mean, good for him for not letting that stop.
Yeah,
him.
yeah. And I don't think chalkboards are really like, they're not really becoming much of a thing anymore. I think they've been replaced.
Yeah.
a
I
bit
mean,
more.
whiteboards are superior.
Yeah, they're way better.
I mean, it would be cool to have a black whiteboard with like white markers.
Huh?
Or I think that would be cool.
Or it could be like zebra striped.
Hmm.
I don't know how you would write on it, but
With blue ink.
yeah.
I like that idea. A zebra board.
Let's get that on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Young Wolf.
Oh, that's going way back. That's a name I used before Clash Ion, and I put out a few songs under that name that I'm not too fond of anymore. And yeah, I wasn't Young Wolf for very long.
Why the name Young Wolf?
Well, because my last name is Young, or at least I say it Young, and I tell people to say it Young. And I don't know, wolves are cool, so Young Wolf. And it was probably me trying to copy Deadmau5, having like 2 words, one being like an animal.
Cool.
Because back then I was trying to make super generic music, and like, yeah. So I'm not too fond of the music I made then.
Interesting. Yeah, I tried looking for a lot of the music you made before.
A lot of it
It's
has been
difficult.
taken off the internet.
It's very difficult. All right. Very interesting. Now, my next question actually is for you, Greg. Now, that thing you do with your fingers,
What the?
yeah. How are you able to do that?
Is that a gang sign?
Yeah.
West
Well,
Side.
it's west. It's.
I don't associate with this guy. Who
It's not that hard to do. I can't do it like. Oh, I guess I could.
I see that in pictures. And I'm like, how does it?
Oh yeah, I did do that in a picture.
did you?
Yeah, remember the one with me, you, and Lucas, and like you have the sunglasses on.
Oh
It's
yeah.
that douchey picture. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
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 Tremble sheet music.
Yeah. That was. I wrote a piano piece. It was like super short. I called it Tremble, and I made sheet music for it in hopes that someone would play it, but I don't think anyone did. And I can't read sheet music. Well, I can, but not like well enough to play along. I just thought it looked cool and professional, and it's a little pretentious.
Very interesting. Yeah, I especially love the fact that it had an endless repeat.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, and I didn't know where to take it, so it just repeats on and on and on forever. So, hey, maybe someone was playing it, and they're still playing it, and they'll never stop. Maybe.
I have to find this person.
I doubt it.
Hey, anything's possible. Now, in Tryouts music, I've noticed a range of, shall we say, styles along the lines of electronic music. Now I have to ask you, what are the main sonic sonic influences? I detect a bit of diversity within diversity in those influences. But what specifically influences you in terms of sound genres, specific people? We've mentioned a few of them already. What influences you in that way to have such a diverse array of sounds to draw from?
I was worried that you would ask because I don't fully know myself. A lot of it is subconscious, so a lot of the time I don't realize where my influences are coming from, and it varies from song to song. But I'd say overall, I I I think I take a lot of influence from Deadmau5, and I don't really listen to him, but Aphex Twin. I feel like I'm influenced by him, but it's weird because I only know like a handful of songs by him. So I'm influenced by the songs that I know, and I'm influenced by like his whole mentality, and like yeah, and more recently I've been feeling pretty inspired by Tom York from Radiohead, because he does some really cool stuff, and I like how him and like Radiohead as a whole, they're like open to like any kind of sounds. Like they don't really care, because like they started out as a rock band, but then like they started incorporating like all kinds of different things, like electronics and like stuff from around the world. And I think it's really cool that they're like so open minded, and like I mean I feel like most people already, if they know Radiohead, they know this, but like I just think it's really cool how they've evolved as a band, and like they just do whatever they want, and that's just really inspiring to me, because it's like most people try and stick to doing one thing, but I mean why just do one thing when you can do it all?
Good point. Well, I must say, you're getting close to doing it all. In terms, you're getting close to doing it all. I must say, sonically speaking. Yeah, very cool. Now some of most of your music is instrumental as well. A few tracks I know about. I know off of by hand about two tracks that have lyrics on them. That have lyrics on. About three tracks have like about lyrics and vocals on them. Explain. What would you, in terms of vocals and lyrics? Would you say you're more of an instrumental guy, or would you prefer having incorporating more vocals into your music as well?
Um, I plan to incorporate more vocals. The reason most of my stuff is instrumental is because I didn't have anyone to sing like on the songs, but I think going forward, I'm gonna be incorporating vocals in most stuff, because I think it grabs people more, because there's like a human element when there's someone singing, so it's like more relatable. That's kind of weird. I don't know. But yeah, mostly my stuff is instrumental because of limitations. Like I don't have anyone to sing for the songs. But going forward, I plan for most of my stuff to have vocals. Going forward.
Yeah, I remember you once posted how excited you were and you got to work with a really good singer. Very cool. All right. Now, Tryouts, do you have any last words for the people?
Stay cool. Keep on keeping on. And yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for an awesome interview.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.